You have purchased the safest and easiest to use insert kit available. Please read these instructions and watch the video before starting your seat pour. The instructional video can be viewed on our website. We are not responsible for any mistakes and there are no returns for this product. The foam insert kit is designed to fill all the spaces on the bottom and lower lumbar of a seat that fits the driver properly as is. If the seat is too large for you already and does not fit you properly, then you'll need to purchase a second kit to fill all the space. Items in your kit include 2 containers of foam, Part A and Part B, SFI 45.2 foam sheet, 1 roll of double-sided adhesive tape, 1 roll of gaffer's tape, a foam mixer, 1 electric knife, 1 plastic bag, 1 piece seat cover material, and 1 checklist. Additional tools and items needed to complete your pour include electric drill. Air-powered drills or cordless drills will not be sufficient for mixing the chemicals properly. The electric drill needs to have a minimum of 2400 RPM. A good drill that is inexpensive and performs very well is the DeWalt DWD 110K. It is available at most Lowe's or Home Depots. Also, spray adhesive 3M77 performs best and is available at most hardware and craft stores. Step 1. Unpack all items from the box. When the foam sheets are removed from the box, they will utilize their memory to flatten out. Inspect all items to be sure they were not damaged during transport. Pay special attention to the bag to ensure it does not have any holes. Step 2. Prepare your seat by cleaning the interior with acetone or a cleaner that does not leave any residue. If there is any foam already adhered to the bottom of your seat, it will need to be removed. Depending on how much room you have in the driver's compartment, it may be easier to pour the insert if the seat has been removed from the chassis. Step 3. Use the gaffer's tape or duct tape to cover any sharp edges or protrusions in the seat. Pay special attention to bolt heads or any small sharp objects like rivet heads used to hold snaps in place. If you have a lightweight seat, make sure all holes are taped over as the foam will expand into these areas. You should also cover the lap and sub belt holes. Lap belts can be taped on the outside of the seat, so tape will hold the bag in place better. Once the taping of holes and sharp edges is complete, apply the double-sided adhesive to the interior of the seat. Start in the middle and apply vertically, then work your way out on each side. Pay special attention to put the tape near the bends in the seat to hold the plastic bag in place. Use all of the rolls supplied and do not peel off the top layer. Step 5. Now you will need to determine the thickness of foam needed to raise your body into position with the seat. The foam of sheet provided is used for this purpose. A small person may need to be raised as much as 2 inches, whereas a larger person may only need a ½ inch of foam. Please keep in mind that the sheet of foam provides a layer of protection, and if no sheet foam is used, the liquid would simply go around that area of the body, leaving an area of no foam. For thicker layers of foam, you can use the spray adhesive to layer the materials together. Step 6. Once the sheet of foam has been sized and determined, cut the foam so that it fits easily into the bottom of the seat. Use the balance of the foam to go up in the back of the seat. Ideally, you would stop the foam just below the driver's shoulder blades. If you require additional foam, it can be purchased by calling us at 613-938-4885. Part number is 99405. Step 7. Now is a good time to do a trial run for pouring the seat. Position your body in the seat the way you intend on pouring it. This will give you an idea of space available for the person pouring the chemical and any special techniques he or she will need to use to introduce the chemical into the bag. Place the bag into the seat with the bottom of the bag spaced 3 to 4 inches from the front bottom of the seat, paying special attention that the bag is centered in the seat. Reach under the bag to remove the liner of the double-sided adhesive. Stick the plastic bag to this piece of tape. Repeat these steps with all pieces of tape working from the center out, ensuring that the bag fits nicely in the seat and that there are no areas that the bag isn't touching within the interior of the seat. The opening of the bag should be at the top of the seat above the driver's shoulder. Tape the top side of the plastic bag facing the seat to the top of the seat to hold in place while allowing the bag to open for pouring foam into it. You should also tape the front corners of the back bag so that the foam does not accumulate where it is not needed. The extra bag along the edges of the seat needs to be taped down to the outside of the seat so that the foam does not flow where, again, it is not needed. You can now insert the foam sheet for the bottom and back into the plastic bag. Use a folded piece of tape to secure the bottom and the back of the foam to the inside of the bag. This will ensure that the foam will not shift out of place when you are pouring the insert. Step 9. Once the bag is placed in the seat, it's now time to open the chemicals. Cover the floor under and around the buckets with a disposable item in case of splashing from the mixing. It is vitally important that the chemicals be at temperature range of 65 to 80 degrees. If the chemicals are not within this temperature range, your results will not be satisfactory. If they were shipped, it is not recommended to pour the chemicals the day you receive them, as they most likely have been in temperatures extreme in transit to you. Leaving them in a suitable temperature range overnight will ensure proper temperature. Do not microwave the chemicals. Once the pails are open, mix Part A for at least 1 minute until the entire mixture has turned black without any white streaking in the liquid. Part 11. After Part A has been thoroughly mixed, have the driver get into the seat, being careful not to puncture the bag. Let them take their time getting in. It is extremely important that the bag stays flat. If the driver has to move in the seat, have them lift themselves up to move. Do not slide around in the seat as a plastic bag will wrinkle. Make sure your pre-cut foam for the bottom and back are in proper position. Smooth out any wrinkles around the driver's body as possible. Once the driver has taken their sitting position and is comfortable, it's time to pour Part B into Part A. Step 12. Once Part B has been poured into Part A, you cannot stop. Be sure every precaution has been taken for getting the foam poured into the bag as soon as possible. Step 13. Mix on full RPM for 10 to 12 seconds, no longer. Make sure the top of the bag is open for easy pouring access. As quickly as possible after the mixing is complete, pour the chemical into the bag. Do not try and pour the chemical into certain areas, simply dump it in. The chemical will find its way around the driver. You will need to smooth the bag out once you have poured. When chemical is poured in, have the driver slightly raise their bottom so that the chemical can flow under them. Make sure it flows a few inches in front of the crotch area, then immediately sit back down. Make sure plastic bag has not moved. If it has, pull it tight around the driver's body. As the chemical starts rising, have the driver lean forward so that the chemical can easily flow up their lower back. Once it reaches the bottom of the rib cage, they can sit back into the seat. If seat is mounted in the chassis, it's a good idea to have the steering wheel available when the driver is molding so they can push back into the seat. Do not worry if their arms do not have full motion, as the extra foam will be trimmed away once the pour is complete. Step 14. You have poured your seat now. While foam is curing, it will get a bit hot. This is normal. Wait approximately 5 to 7 minutes for the chemical to cure enough for the driver to exit, and wait another 5 minutes to remove the insert from the seat. Be careful when removing the insert not to tear the foam. If tearing does happen, it can be easily glued back together using a spray adhesive. Step 15. Now using an electric carving knife, you can trim the seat. Remove the bulk of extra foam first, and then replace the insert into the seat and mark the edges of the seat and seat belt openings with a marker. You can then remove the foam again and finish the final trim. Step 16. Using spray adhesive and Carbonex, you can now begin covering your seat insert. Only the foam insert needs to be covered so that it is removable from the seat. Step 17. Start by laying the material on the seat insert to ensure you have enough to wrap around all sides. You may find it easier if you mark a center line on the material. Remove the material and spray a layer of glue down the center of insert. Center the material like your test run and press onto glued area, ensuring all wrinkles are removed before the glue sets. Working from the center out on each side, spray glue onto insert and then form material to fit, smoothing out the wrinkles as you go. Wrap material around the edges of the insert and glue down on the back side. Trim the excess material and then glue the ends flat to the insert. Cut a single slot in the seatbelt opening and wrap material through the hole and then glue flat. Try and keep overspray to a minimum. If you have any concerns, please call 1-613-938-4885. Checklist: holes and sharp edges taped over, sheet foam fitted to the driver and seat, plastic bag taped into the seat, excess bag taped down to outsides, sheet foam placed properly into the bag, Part A mixed properly, driver sitting in the seat, plastic bag prepared for the pour, Part B mixed with Part A, proper amount of foam under the driver's bottom, wrinkles removed from the plastic bag, driver in proper position as foam cures.